However, since parts of Russia north of the Arctic Circle had land surface temperatures of 48 degrees. Yeah. Not surprising. Moscow breaking high temperature records too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Russia, you need to consider that a lot of it is just land, right? And when you have a large mass of land like that, if it heats up, it becomes desert, right? Usually the ocean moderates the temperature because the water absorbs heat and then it radiates heat. So during the day, the water absorbs heat, and then during the night it radiates it back out again. So being next to an ocean keeps your temperature more constant. Whereas if it's just land, then you get desert conditions where like it's really hot during the day and then really cold during the night, because the land doesn't retain heat as much as the water. So you know, like parts of Russia, north of the Arctic Circle, becoming like 48 degrees. It's not that surprising, because it's basically a desert. Or it would be a desert if it wasn't frozen. And, you know, with climate change, soon it wouldn't be frozen, it would be desert. What regulates temperature? Water regulates temperature, trees also regulate temperature to an extent. If the permafrost melts, that's gonna be a very dramatic change to the whole Russian landscape. With potentially unpredictable consequences. I mean, I say if. It's more like when. When the permafrost melts. Because it already is melting. Similarly for Greenland. The Greenland ice sheet is melting. Some very dramatic changes to those landscapes. Maybe we should buy real estate in Greenland. You know, Greenland will become green. And then maybe areas near the equator will become uninhabitable. I wonder. Because at the moment, like the Sahara is kind of uninhabitable, right? Like the Arabian Peninsula, a lot of it is desert. It's very hard to live. But in parts of the world where there's ocean, like the Caribbean, Southeast Asia, India, like those places are habitable because there's ocean, I guess. Pacific Islands, even though they're, you know, on the equator or close. I wonder if we'll get to a point where it's so hot that equatorial regions become uninhabitable even if you are next to the ocean. Because at the moment, there aren't really places like that, are there? Like, it's habitable as long as there's ocean? Anyway. Alright, let's check what I've done here. Oh boy, alright, let me try and... what's the best way to do this? Let me just go around like this, check the perpendicular ones. How does this depends what you mean by uninhabitable? Even 60-degree year-round is habitable if you have air conditioning everywhere and no one ever goes outside. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you can make space habitable. You can go to outer space. Yeah, like if you spend enough money and energy on it. I guess like nobody really, I mean not many people live, for example, in the northwestern parts of Australia. I mean there are, you know, towns there. Alright, so those parts are done. The towers need to be lit from within. So I'm gonna get into here, open this up, and put some lanterns inside here. Even though you can't actually get in here. One, two, three, four, five. Do I just put one lantern here? And then close this back up. Cool, much better. How was this? Had a friend who took 6 months off and camp event up the west coast of Australia. Loved it. I mean, yeah. Sounds like it'd be a great place to visit, though not a great place to live, right? Okay, and then we put a light in here as well. Maybe 2 lights. There, and oops. Oh, I was right. And there. Although it kind of leaks out the light, it doesn't really... Alright, it's a bit of cheating. Alright, so that's solved. Now, how do I light this? Where do I put the lights here? I kinda want to continue this. The problem though is that when we get to here, it doesn't line up with that. Right, like it doesn't... So that's super awkward. But maybe it doesn't matter? No, this is weird. Let me hang them on either side. Let me hang the lights like there. Alright, so let's say that's good. Foundations. I should close this off mostly. I guess I fence that down there. Gonna put a gate in here at some point. Oh, there are no stone gates, are there? There's only wooden gates. And the sides. Not andesite, diorite. Probably could use some lights in here. Question is where? Especially since they won't fit in there. them wherever they fit. Or maybe this should be dark. You know what, maybe this should be dark. No, it's kind of weird having like a shadow in the middle of the building. Fence that off. Cobblestone. Oh, right. Alright, good. And you're right up here. This shouldn't... Well, maybe it should. So this is weird here. Let me wall off some of this stuff. That should be walled off. There. I don't think this should be granite down here. Maybe under the column. Let's have something holding up the words. D-U-N-E, great.